Hey guys, so I know I put out another PC video earlier, but I wanted to update it basically after I've min-maxed my team a lot. So I changed a couple of runes on my team, but we'll talk about what I kind of changed between the two teams. So I realized how important it was to have a ton of will sets. Will sets save you from the left side tower attack breaking you, but it also kind of saves you from being defense broken in the trash waves if like your routes never defense break, you know, you get the wrong team ups. Like if the worst possible RNG goes out, it is nice to have the extra will sets. For most people, you won't have the extra will sets to go around if you do siege and other content to put them on your PvE teams. But I do think it's the most effective for this dungeon. I did manage to, with this exact team, get a 32.89 second record going face. But I came to realize the only time I would ever lose is if I missed every single debuff and I went face. Now, the team was running about, I would say, 96% success rate. I did 100 runs, I failed 4 times, and then I failed 3 times over the next, I think, 60. And it was really nice. Like, the team was consistent and fast. I was getting, like, I think I was averaging, like, 40 to 42 seconds per run. And it was great. I mean, who wouldn't want 40 to 42 second runs? But I was getting frustrated still because every time I would watch it, and if I saw it fail, it would just bother me. So I went back and I looked at the team and I said, you know what? I can't change the runes because the runes are pretty good the way they are. And I don't think that making any notable adjustment to them is going to make a big difference. The Rauk is tanky enough to survive 2 hits from the boss. And I realized the only thing that's killing me is this left tower. And honestly, the left tower is not that strong. So I might as well just kill it, right? So I changed the team over to hitting the left tower. And ever since then, I've been averaging, I would say, 49 to 50 seconds. With the slowest run so far of 1 minute and it was 1.53, I think. 1.53, 53 milliseconds after. And the fastest run being 41.25. So I think I'm going to stick to this team. And I know it's kind of weird to run the multiple will sets if I have the left tower target. So I think what I'm going to do is next time I get enough mana, I'm going to rerun it. Or maybe even like next rune removal or something, I'm going to rerun it to run it more efficiently with like stronger damage sets, but still go left tower. I think I could bring it down to like a 42, 43 average like my old team and still keep the 100% safety. But yeah, I'll go over the runes that I'm using right now so you guys can see like what kind of quality I have on them. And also, if you're wondering about like replacements for units, I think the most replaceable unit in this team is the Pang. Most people obviously don't have 2 Rauks, so you can always take out the Rauk for another unit. You can keep the Pang. You can run like Yen and Pang together. But I think the most replaceable units to put in this team would be 1, Kali, because the speed buff is really nice and the extra dots for team up. And 2, the Fire Homunculus. Fire Homunculus I mentioned in my last video where you can get dot on skill 1, dot on skill 3, and 2 turn slow debuff on skill 2. I do think that this team with Fire Homunculus in the Pang slot is actually better because of the Fire Homunculus's like revive-y kind of passive thing. I think it makes it safer. But let me just go through the runes really quick. Outside of the left side tower kind of being the attack break function, the double will on my Rauks is actually really nice for my Steel Fortress team, which I'll talk about in another video. I hate Steel Fortress. We can talk about that later. But yeah, let me talk about it. So I was testing out different turn orders with Pang, where Pang moved first, second, and third in between the Rauks. And I think the turn order that I like the most is I like her to be second, Rauk first, Pang, and then Rauk again. Just because with the speeds I have, generally the boss was getting to move in between. So I get 2 chances to like apply the slow debuff right away. So the turn order right now is Rauk first. So my skilled Rauk moves first. And then Pang moves second. My unskilled Rauk moves third. And then Crow moves. And my Verd moves. So I want you guys to know I do have accuracy cap on all my units. I have the accuracy set here for my Rauk to give, and then I have a little bit of accuracy on his artifacts. So I'll quickly go through all the runes so you guys can see them, because I know some people like to see every individual rune. So this is my Rauk. These are the runes. And then these are the artifacts. The first artifact's not so great. It does have the damage when attacking together, but it could be a lot better. The second artifact is kind of nice because of the crit damage and the accuracy, but overall it's a filler for now. For my Pang, these are the runes. I don't think Violent is absolutely necessary, but I do like having the Violent there just for the extra damage. Pang has huge execution damage. I think in theory, if my Pang is skilled, having her move after all 3 of my units is probably the best. Rauk, Crow, and then Pang, because Crow can put the branding, and then Pang can do execution-based damage. If you guys are unfamiliar with what I mean by execution-based damage, Pang does 30% bonus damage if the enemy's below 50% HP. These are her artifacts. It's just okay. The extra damage delta light is okay. And then for this one, it's really not much. It's really just the flat attack and I guess the tiny bit of additional damage based on speed, but overall it's not a lot. And then these are the runes on my second Rauk. And then I got the attacking together. The minus damage received from wind is for the other dungeon, obviously, for Steel Fortress. And then I have damage according to light. As you can see, the artifacts that I have are not like super ideal. They're not amazing. This one's got skill 2 crit damage and then damage dealt together, which is kind of nice. But overall, these are like very, very weak artifacts. You could probably pick up blue artifacts that have better stats than these and you'd be in a better place. These are my Crow runes. I'm missing a couple grinds on things because I've been adjusting so many runes. But overall, Crow is in the right turn order, so that's what's important to me. And then Crow's artifacts aren't significant at all either. 5% damage on light is kind of nice. And then this one's kind of nice because I have the accuracy on skill 1 and skill 3 and the bonus crit damage on skill 1. So the team up does a little bit more for him. So this is one of the better artifacts. And then my Verd is on Swift Fight. I think ideally, if you have the runes for it, if you farm a lot of Elunia B5, Verd on multiple or a single accuracy set is actually really good for the team. If you have 2 accuracy sets on your Verd, you only need 5% on your other units, which is like really obtainable with 1 roll. So, or even maybe just 1 artifact. So it might be worth considering that if you have those available. But I'll show you the runes on this. Yeah, and then Verd's artifacts are just super filler. There's just a little bit of defense, which doesn't really matter for this dungeon. It'd probably be better if I gave him attack artifacts for extra damage. Which, maybe I'll do that after I finish this video. Test that out. So I'll show you how the team runs as a face team instead of as a left tower team, and you guys can judge whether or not you would prefer it to be face or not. I think the safety of going left tower is worth losing the extra 8 to 10 seconds. Overall, the team is still under 1 minute, so I'm pretty happy with how it fits. Yeah, with the face team, I find the only thing that really frustrates me is like if you miss a lot of debuffs, then it gets really tough. Obviously, if I miss the slow debuff a lot of the time, then sometimes I'm short on the damage. But it is what it is. Overall, it's not so bad. When going face, though, I think it's really, really important to have the multiple will sets. The multiple will sets obviously didn't work in this case. It stops you from getting attack broken. Ideally, the Rauks would be on triple will. Triple will would make this super, super, super safe for a face team. Triple will on your Rauks, double will on your Crow. If your Crow's slower, if your Crow's faster, probably triple will as well. But, I mean, it works. It works. It's just not, for me, it's not the most ideal because there is that like 4% chance I fail. If everyone misses their debuffs, you know, if we take too much damage on the third wave because there's no defense breaks, no kills, then sometimes it goes south. But for the most part, I am very happy with this team. I'm happy with the consistency and the time, and I think I will be continuing to go left tower. So if you guys are looking to build a team, you want something that's safer than what we were running before, I do urge you, left tower boss is amazing. You can ignore the right tower. It's not really that great. The speed buff is... it's there. It's nice for the boss. It does mitigate the damage, but if you kill the left tower, usually you're fine because the debuffs aren't being cleansed, so you'll be okay. I'm just going to throw a couple of runs up here so you guys can see what my face team looks like. I'm going to speed them up so it's not so tedious to watch, but I hope you enjoyed seeing the updated team, seeing the multiple will set idea, and let me know if you guys have any other ideas to make it faster and safer overall. I do think that the left tower strat is pretty good because it has been 100% so far, but if you got any other ideas, please let me know, and I'll see you guys soon.